We're dealing with a generation of women who are not ready for the men who they told to go heal, right? You told me to go heal. You told me to go get therapy. And now I'm back and you're not ready to be accountable. That's a problem.
Speaking of therapy as if it is a sum zero game, like speaking about therapy as if like you can go there and win and like I conquered therapy and now I'm healed and now I'm back and like you're not healed, like that, you're not healed. Like
Yeah, now you're not for me, sis. I've done the work.
Men are learning that they are deserving
Yes,
of a quality of life that they never told that they could have, because we often heard that happy wife, happy
Yes,
life.
sir. That's a lie.
they should have never gave you niggas therapy. They should have never gave us therapy, man. Damn, the way men think that therapy is like the end all be all. And look, man, look. This is why, like, I don't go around telling everybody they need therapy. Like, this is one of the reasons why. There's a few reasons why. One of the main reasons why, though, is because men will go to therapy, lie to their therapist, and then weaponize that against the women in their lives. Like, men go to therapy. Some men go to therapy, right? But what good is therapy if you're just gonna lie to the doctor when you get there, and you're gonna gaslight the doctor, and they don't know. Like I had a therapist, or I read something from a therapist, and it was a woman, and she was saying how she had to question her whole practice because men kept gaslighting her, like in therapy, and like she believed them, like she wasn't able to pick up on the fact that they were gaslighting her. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but like I know that's like a part of their job, but like it just goes to show you that that's why like the whole idea about vetting and shit, like therapists can't even vet. Therapists can't vet. Psychologists, psychiatrists can't vet, right? Especially men. You just can't, like, men just we just lie all the time incessantly. So yeah, I don't like the whole like men going to therapy and then getting healed and then coming, like that shit is a farce. It's not real. Where are all these healed men at? Hmm? Listen to this and you tell me if do you think this gentleman is healed?
Jay, there aren't a lot of men who are as honest as you are and honest as I am. And what I'm discovering, man, and this is not to take the conversation left, but
Take it left, brother.
we're dealing with a generation of women who are not ready for the men who they told to go heal, right? You told me to go heal. You told me to go get therapy. And now I'm back and you're not ready to be accountable. That's a problem.
I don't see, and this is how I know you haven't been to therapy, and if you have, you went to a bad therapist. So when it comes to the concept of healing, healing is an ongoing process. You're never fully healed. Not emotionally, you're never fully healed. You can get to a place where you can like control your triggers and you know what I mean, and things of that nature, no doubt about it. That doesn't mean you're healed though, because at any point in time you could revert back to those triggers. You could, you know what I mean? Like the trauma never leaves. It never goes away. It's still there. It's just you learn how to process it, right? Fine. That's what, to me, that's what I get from the whole like therapy thing or whatever, right? From the whole healing shit. But you're never healed. Speaking of therapy as if it is a sum zero game, like speaking about therapy as if like you can go there and win and like I conquered therapy and now I'm healed and now I'm back and like you're not healed, like that, you're not healed. Like you know what I mean? Like I could tell you don't know what it is, and he's just using it he's weaponizing it against women to try to manipulate women, like men often do, if not almost always. It doesn't make any sense. What are you talking about? You're always healing, like you're always in recovery. You don't beat drug addiction. You don't beat alcoholism. You don't beat it until you die. If you think about it, you don't beat it until you die. You can be beating it. You can be beating it every day. You could be winning every single day, but you didn't beat it until you died. Then you beat it because you can't drink again. But as long as doing drugs is an option, and as long as drinking is an option, then the struggle is ongoing. You never win while you're alive. That doesn't make sense, right? That goes the same for trauma. That goes the same for trauma. You're beating the trauma every day. You're winning. You're winning. I'll give you that if you're winning, but you can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's impossible to beat it while you're alive.
You told me to heal. You said, Negro, you need therapy. You need to go get a mentor. You need to be around some brothers. I did all of that.
No woman has told you you need a mentor. You need to be around some brothers. No woman has ever told. That's another. I know, again, you're not talking to women. This is not, women have, my wife has never told me you need a mentor. In the heat of my arguments with my wife, like in our worst arguments we've ever gotten into, my wife has never, ever told me I needed a mentor. Therapy, yes, she suggested therapy several times. And reading, yes, absolutely. And listening. Those are three of the major things she told me I need to do. Getting a mentor, being around more men, she has told me I need to avoid men at all costs, like the plague. She has told me at times, yeah, those men are fucking your friend group is bad. They're fucking with your mental state. Like, that's what she has told me. She never told me I need men. Like, what the fuck? No woman has ever said that. You just made that up. I need to get around some brothers. And that's what the men taught you. You got around men, and the men taught you that you go to therapy so you can weaponize it against the women in your life. And that's why you up here on this podcast sounding stupid.
And now you're not able to hold yourself accountable. Now we have a problem. Because now I've got to drag you when you once dragged me.
Hold her accountable for what? Y'all, you guys always just talk about women being accountable for shit. For what? For what? It's crazy. So think about this. Think about this. They say, and we use the saying a lot, but because it really proves itself to be true every single day. The best man is the average woman. So think about what I'm saying. A healed man, like he is acting like he is, right? The man that has gone to therapy and done the work and all of that stuff, is just an average woman. So what makes you think that you would be in a relationship with a woman that now all of a sudden, because you did a couple sessions of therapy and you have healed yourself, that you are further along in the emotional process, let's say, than a woman is, who has been doing this her whole fucking life? The ego of men is crazy that you would think, and it's not a race, it's not a game. I'm just being honest. It's not a competition. I'm just saying, like, in reality, that you would think a person that has been working on themselves, like your woman, like my woman, that has been working on themselves their whole life, their whole adult life, been actively working on themselves, being the best person they could be, really getting, you know what I'm saying, unpacking shit when it needs to be unpacked, healing, growing, all of that, most of the time without any therapy, by the way. They're doing it themselves. They're doing the work themselves, right? You get a man that goes to therapy, and then 6 months into therapy, a year into therapy, now all of a sudden he's healed and he's further along, but she's struggling? Doubtful. Doesn't make any goddamn sense, man.
Where do we go from here, Dave?
I'm sorry, the fake deep pauses is killing me, by the way.
Home. The hell out of here. That's where we go.
Hold on.
Where do we go from here, Dave?
Home. The hell out of here. That's where we go. That's where we go. We got to go home, because, and what I mean by that is, as men now, it's okay for us to say, you're not for me. There was a time when we couldn't say that because we were trying to appease you.
Yeah, a lot of
now you're not for me, sis. I've done the work. That's the other conversation, though.
Bro, you can keep digging in that, man, because you're bringing so much clarity, man, because I've heard women so much, he needs to do this, he needs to do that, and I'm seeing brothers now choosing themselves.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and brothers are like,
get the fuck out of here, man.
And they're choosing themselves over the physicality.
Yes,
they're
sir.
choosing themselves over a moment of pleasure. Brothers are choosing peace.
Yeah.
Brothers are like, man, I'll sit at home watch Netflix by myself because it brings a sense of peace. Because what I think is happening, men are learning that they are deserving
Yes,
of a
sir.
quality of life that they never told that they could have, because we often heard that happy wife, happy
Yes,
life.
sir. That's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. Yeah, that's a lie. And so now I'm finding out I have a right.
By the way, these are the healed men. You want me to believe that these are the healed men? I don't think I'm a healed man, right? I don't even talk like this. I'm doing the work. I'm unpacking, blah, 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 blah. I'm on the path of, trying to be a better person. But I'll tell you something. Happy wife, happy life is a real thing. Um, Scientifically, it's a real thing too. And saying that it's a lie shows me that you are, in fact, the complete opposite of the person that you are trying to present yourself to be right now. I'm telling you, like I said in the beginning, they should have never gave us therapy. Therapy should have never been accessible to men at this point, because I don't think we're benefiting from therapy. I don't think most men are benefiting from therapy. I don't. I think there is work that needs to be done before you go to therapy. Like when I take a long time off from working out, I can't just go back in the gym and start lifting weights, right? Usually the way that I like build up to going back into the gym and lifting weights is I start doing body weight exercises. I start doing air squats. I start doing burpees. I start doing push-ups. I start doing pull-ups and dips. That's what I start doing on my own, like just my own body weight. And then when I'm saying, when I get my strength back a little bit, then I go back in the gym and I start throwing up some weight or whatever and mix it up or whatever the case may be. So going to the gym is like going to therapy to me. Before you get in the gym, though, you need to do a little bit of unpacking on your own. You need to work out a little bit on your own. You need to go to therapy with an open mind. You need to go to therapy and have cleared out some of the cobwebs. You know what I'm saying? Like going to therapy, what men expect. Look, I used to have people come and they would come and clean my house, right? Like once every 2 weeks, twice a month. And basically, like, you had to clean up before they came. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't have a sink full of dishes, dirty clothes on the floor. You know what I mean? Like if you really wanted them to clean, you should have all of that shit. You should be like, it should be tidy, but then they come and they clean. That, they come to mop, sweep, steam, scrub. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna clean it, they're gonna clean underneath some shit, they're gonna clean behind some shit. Like that's what they were there to do. The deep cleaning, as people would call it, right? Like that's what they were there to do. If you leave the dishes and you leave the clothes, they'll put all that stuff up, but they're not going to be able to get to all the rest of the stuff. They're not going to be able to deep clean as much as they possibly could, right? You know what I'm saying? Men are like cluttered houses, and you go to therapy and you are just a cluttered, like a fucked up ass house, and you expect the therapist to clean everything up in the house, and they're not. They're only going to be able to do so much. You have to do some work on your own before and during and after therapy. But I don't think most men understand that, right? I don't think we do.
To feel too. When you started feeling, Jay, that changed things.
It-
When I can feel, now I can connect to my environment. Now I don't like the way that makes me feel.
Yeah, it's just sad, man. It just really is sad that like men will do everything. We'll even fake like we go to therapy as opposed to actually doing the work. We would rather, because that takes energy and effort too, to fake like you know what I'm saying, like you've grown and whatever. That takes energy, right? So why not just actually do the work and actually grow? Right? We would rather do anything but that. It's so frustrating.